Socrates. real good feeling. Na, 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 na. This place is jumping off hard as it can get. No, we won't ever stop dancing on the edge. We like it dangerous, we like to see you split. Turn up another notch, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Right now, 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 right now. Got a real good feeling, got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. Right now, 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 right now. Right now, right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's live stream, we are going to be discussing a $20,000 Ethereum price prediction that's been floating around the cryptocurrency space for some time. We saw a prediction over on Altcoin Daily's channel talking about how Bitcoin is mirroring what Ethereum did. Ethereum is mirroring exactly what Bitcoin did in 2017, and they predicted a $20,000 Bitcoin in the next year. I said $20,000 Bitcoin again. A $20,000 Ethereum in the next year. That would send coin market capitalization for Ethereum all the way to $2 trillion. We're going to talk about why that might mean that Bitcoin will go to $500,000 in the next year. We're going to be talking about all of that and more in today's live stream. We have a lot to get into, so we're not going to delay too long. But first, I do want to humbly introduce our co-host, Timothy, non-crypto Tim. Say hi, Tim.
What's up, everybody?
And also, definitely not hi, Zach, who is filling in for Smay. He's our filling-in producer.
What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are going to spend a couple of minutes letting chat go crazy here. If you would like, I will give you exactly 1 minute to spam the chat with your altcoin picks, and we may, not promising, but we may do some user-suggested altcoin technical analysis. We have a few different coins that we're looking at that we might do. Engine was one of them that is up, I think, 35% today.
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
Engine looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been asking about that, so we might be doing that one.
So we
Let us know.
might do some altcoin technical analysis at the end of the stream if we get our likes to a certain figure. Let's say this. If we get to 750 likes, we will do altcoin technical analysis. How about that? Does that sound
I like
fair?
that idea.
You
I
like that idea? I like that idea. Good deal, guys. Well, if you are going to enjoy the stream, drop a 1 in chat, guys. We're going to answer a couple of questions here, and we're going to dive into some discussion about Ethereum. I know you guys are hyped. Hyped and pumped.
Oh, that was a weird combo
That
of
was a
words.
very weird combo of
That
words.
could get away with some
You guys
dangerous
are
connotations.
That's not good. Okay, don't clip that. That was pretty bad. You're hyped and pumped. Anyway, guys, let's see. Is there anything crazy going on in chat? Any good questions that you guys have seen before we dive on into our discussion?
I think people are going to want to know a lot about, as someone put it, the Bitcoin bloodbath.
Someone said no sleep until we take Jerusalem. Deus Vult, brother. Oh, my goodness. the memes. Yes, we're going to talk about Bitcoin today, guys. I'll go ahead and jump on over to the Bitcoin chart and show you what we're looking at. I just did some Bitcoin technical analysis in a video that will be going out around 2 o'clock today, so make sure you subscribe to the channel for that. This is the TA that we did. We talked about an $80,000 price target on Bitcoin in the next 4 weeks. We're going to dive into that a little bit later on in today's stream. The main point of today's stream is NFTs and whether or not NFTs are going to drive massive valuations to Ethereum, because there are predictions floating around in the ecosystem right now of Ethereum 10xing this year, which, by the way, that might sound crazy, but that's what Ethereum did last year. 1 year ago today, Ethereum was trading around $100 to $200. Now it's trading at $2,000. So it's in the cards, but we want to discuss whether or not that is possible. So like I said, we're going to throw it back to chat here for just a couple of minutes, let some more people join on in, and then we're going to do some discussion about that. Someone said I'm humped. Okay. I'm never going to live that one down.
Yeah, see, that was a rough one. That was a rough one.
Does this guy chew on wood when off stream? What does that mean? My mouth is full of splinters, yes. Good day, gentlemen. Good day, Jake. All right, well, there is quite a bit that we want to talk about. Tim, I think you actually are the one that brought this discussion up earlier on in the planning meeting this morning. So would you like to kind of lay the foundation on what exactly we're talking about here, NFTs, and how they might be driving a ton of valuation into the Ethereum ecosystem? Yeah,
so actually I want to give a shout out to Altcoin Daily. I don't know if any of you guys watch him. I watch him from time to time just to hear, because he goes really in depth on some altcoins that I have no idea even exist. So I'll watch him from time to time just to learn a little bit. And he had a video the other day talking about Ethereum and its relationship to NFTs. So that really kind of spiked my interest. And so that's kind of what went into this video, is our thinking of, last week we kind of, and I think the week before even, we kind of gave people a connotation that we don't like Ethereum, which is not true. We are not against Ethereum. We're not enemies of Ethereum. What we are is we are very, very much so attached to being wise with what we put our money into. And the question was, what is the better opportunity long-term, ADA or Ethereum? Well, in light of some of the stuff that he talked about, I think the discussion we've decided to have today is we have to look at what's happening with NFTs and what it's doing to Ethereum to know if long-term we want to go Ethereum or ADA or what we want to do with that. It's a discussion, and nothing's solid. We're not. This video is not going to solve all the problems and be like, all right, from here on out, no more ADA. We're going all in on Ethereum. It's going to be all right. So we need to evaluate this to see if long term this will actually help Ethereum, or if it actually even makes a blip on the radar.
Absolutely. So I want to lay the foundation here a little bit, guys. I want to show you an article. This happened a couple of days ago. I believe it was on March the 11th. An NFT, which stands for non-fungible token, by the way, guys. Let me go to full screen and explain what exactly an NFT is, by the way, because this is a little bit of a newer concept in cryptocurrency. An NFT stands for non-fungible token. What that means is that since it's a token, it is something that is transactable that exists on a blockchain. In the same way you have ERC20 tokens, that is a cryptocurrency that exists on the Ethereum blockchain. It's called a token and not a coin because it doesn't have its own blockchain. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano are coins because they have their own blockchain. Tokens are tokens because they don't have their own blockchain. So non-fungible means it's not a currency. It's not something you necessarily transact with in the same way you would with Bitcoin or Ethereum. Token means it exists on another blockchain. So that's what NFT means, just so you know. What that means in principle and what that means in practice, is think about a baseball card, or think about a pair of Jordans that are signed by Michael Jordan, or think about a baseball bat that's signed by Babe Ruth. We're talking about collectibles here. NFTs are fleshing themselves out in multiple different ways, but for the most part, they're fleshing themselves out in the form of collectibles in the same way that you might have art that's collectible. We're going to talk about art a little bit later because we believe from all of our discussion this morning that the whole NFT debate actually boils down to an art debate. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Just wanted to lay the foundation of what NFTs are so you understand what I'm talking about when I say that an NFT just sold for $69 million. The artist Beeple, great name by the way, created the digital artwork every days for the first 5,000 days just last month, and Christie is now accepting total payment in Ether. This is something that we're going to have to talk about in a second, is the fact that NFTs must be bought and sold in Ethereum, and that may be one of the reasons why valuation is driven to Ethereum. We're going to get to that in a little bit. On Thursday, a digital artwork less than a month old hammered for $60.25 million at Christie's in New York, shattering every previous record set for the medium and pushing the NFT market into the price range of blue chip masterworks. With buyer's premium, the total comes to $69.3 million. Guys, a non-fungible token, something that exists on a blockchain that is one of a kind and unique, just sold for $70 million. This is record breaking. This is the beginning of something huge. And that's why we're talking about Ethereum, because right now, Ethereum is a $200 billion market. But if this NFT craze continues to grow, then we could see huge amounts of valuation going into Ethereum and also maybe into Cardano if Cardano is able to get in on this train, which is something we're going to discuss a little bit more in this live stream. Some of the topics that we wanted to talk about were NFTs' intrinsic value. And Tim, I know you had some discussions and some points you wanted to make about NFTs' intrinsic value. Let's talk about that a little bit and try and catch people up to speed on whether or not NFTs really do actually have intrinsic value or not. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, no, actually, the thoughts I had on that are not necessarily too concrete. It's more questions because this is all like a new realm to me. You know, honestly, what we're looking at the digitalized form of art. So, you know, when we look at the Mona Lisa and we look at all the, you know, I'm not even a great art. You know, honestly, I don't know. If I don't know crypto, I know even less about art. You know, but you know, from an art perspective, I am aware of and I appreciate that people give value to those pieces of art. I don't necessarily, like, I don't look at the Mona Lisa or look at another picture or look at statues and be like, oh man, I would sell everything I have to own that because it's that valuable. I look at them, I'm like, okay, I'll deal with the copy of it. But like I said, I do appreciate that it has value in being the original. So then the question becomes with it being digitalized. I know Smay talked about this last week, how, you know, in the basketball world, in the NBA, there's a lot of people actually taking like little clips in there, designing NFTs. You know, what's to stop people from copying that? What's to stop people from literally taking the exact same picture or video and then making a copy of it? But as you were talking about them earlier, and, you know, I'll shoot it back to you, that's exactly what we're talking about with all of crypto. Like, yes, people could copy something, but there's value in the origin, in the original one, and that's what we're going to see with NFTs. While I might not be a massive appreciator of the original, I can appreciate that because it's the original, it's going to cost more than anything that's duplicated.
Yeah, and this gets into the whole art debate that we were talking about, guys. What you need to understand is that we have to go back to the basics and figure out why exactly NFTs are selling for $70 million. Because if $70 million is changing hands, there's value somewhere. But we need to figure out exactly where it is. There's not just necessarily value because someone bought it. That is the definition of value, but there's more to it than that. Something that some people are saying, and this is what Tim was saying earlier, and we talked about this, is that why would you buy an NFT for $70 million when you could duplicate it and buy that for $0? Couldn't you just copy and paste the code? And that's a valid question. Couldn't you just copy and paste NFT's code on another blockchain and then you have the exact same thing? But that's kind of the issue with how a lot of people approach cryptocurrency. Because at the end of the day, you could do the exact same thing with Bitcoin. I could theoretically right now go on the internet, download the blockchain and the code for Bitcoin's blockchain, install it on all of the computers in our office, and we would have, how many computers do we have? Like 6 or 7 in this office? We can install it on 6 or 7 computers, and we would have our own sidechain to Bitcoin that has no history, no shared history with Bitcoin. I could start the Genesis block, we could set up some miners, we could have our own little Bitcoin network in here, but that Bitcoin would be worth basically nothing unless we decided it was worth something, because the reason that Bitcoin has value is because it's the original blockchain. It's the originality that gives it value. Just because you're trading with something that's called Bitcoin and has the exact same code doesn't matter. What you're paying for is that massive network that Bitcoin has and the originality of that network. And the reason it's important to understand that is because with NFTs, in the same way as with the art world, yes, you could copy and paste the Mona Lisa, but it's not going to have the same value as the original that was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. I had that right? That was painted by Leonardo. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah,
anyway, not an art person. Non-crypto Tim just became non-artist Tim. I'm non-artist Jeb, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm learning crypto. I'm going to graduate from non-crypto Tim very soon.
Yeah, you're turning into.
But I have not made any strides towards getting out of non-art Tim.
You're turning into learning crypto Tim. He's turning into learning crypto Tim. Yeah. One day he will be crypto Tim. So make sure you hit that like button so he can become crypto Tim, and we can have a more fleshed out crypto team here. Anyway, the point I'm making is that if NFTs have value, it is not necessarily because, oh, they're such a great piece of art. It's because it's the original piece of art. Guys, this is kind of the same argument that Tim's mother made, and Tim, I'll throw it back to you just really quickly, and you can explain this whole dynamic of when your mom was at our house. She was talking about how she didn't really like Bitcoin. I don't want to misquote her, so you feel free to chime in. She was talking about how she doesn't really feel that Bitcoin has a lot of value because you can't touch it, because you can't sense it, because you can't feel it. It's kind of out in the ether. It's not the US dollar, and it's really hard for a lot of people to grasp that. Can you elaborate on that just a little bit?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's just something about that mindset. I don't even want to attach it to, how old my mom is, because there's people that are my mom's age that definitely have grasped, the concept of Bitcoin. And there are people my age that are just as diluted as what my mom thinks about crypto. They just can't wrap their brain around the concept of a cryptocurrency. And so that's what for those who are wondering what is happening, my mom had a lot of questions for Jeb. She was, what is this? How is it actually valuable? I can't touch it. I can't see it. It's just on a computer. What's to stop other people? Because that's the other thing. Is she's like, oh, is there more than one? We're like, well, yeah, there's Ethereum, and there's hundreds, maybe thousands. I don't even know.
Tens of thousands
of other coins. So in her mind, she's like, why would I get Bitcoin? Why would I spend thousands of dollars on one Bitcoin when this one over here I can buy for a penny?
And that's a valid question,
right? So she just could not understand and wrap her brain around the concept of the currency side of Bitcoin, of cryptocurrency, that establishes an agreed upon value to it. And that's what I think what's going to happen with NFT is that, there's going to be a lot of people who are they just don't get it. They don't understand the significance. They don't understand why it's so important. In the same way, I'm just going to be real. I don't understand art. I don't understand why the Mona Lisa is actually priceless. Like, I don't even think it's buyable. Like, it's that valuable. I don't understand that. But what I do understand is that it's worth money. And I do understand that if I own art that is the original one, that I can make a lot of money off of that. So I appreciate that. But no, I don't get art. And there's a lot of people they'll just never get crypto,
So the reason that we're talking about all this, guys, is because when we're doing the whole Bitcoin evangelism thing and we're trying to teach people about Bitcoin, I think it's easy for people in cryptocurrency to see, oh, Bitcoin go up, therefore I like Bitcoin, and then they don't realize why Bitcoin is going up. We have to go to the root of things and actually understand this space if we're going to actually preach about it. I don't want you guys going out and saying, hey, go buy Bitcoin, and if someone says, well, why should I buy Bitcoin? You're like, I don't know. It made me money. That's not a good answer. The reason that Bitcoin has value is because people have accepted that it has value. Duh, that seems obvious, but this little philosophical debate is very important for understanding NFTs and for understanding currency at large. Let me ask you a question. Can the Fed mandate, the U.S. Federal Reserve, can the U.S. Federal Reserve mandate that the U.S. dollar has value? No. The U.S. dollar would be nothing but paper if people didn't accept it as a form of currency and a form of exchange and barter. People would not use the U.S. dollar if everybody didn't use the U.S. dollar. So the Federal Reserve can say, hey, this is our currency. Boom. If everybody broke that law, what, are they going to send the entire country to prison? They've been trying for the last 30 years, but it's not going to happen. The reason the U.S. dollar has value is because it is adopted. Why does Bitcoin have value? Because it is adopted. Why do people adopt Bitcoin? Because it's the original. Why is it the original? Well, duh, that's kind of a stupid question. It's because it's the original. Why does it also have value? Because of decentralization, which backs up the limited supply, which is a hedge against inflationary U.S. dollar monetary principles. That is why Bitcoin has value, is because it has a limited supply. It is inflation resistant, which means you can safely store your value in it long term. The adoption is moving to the upside, which means that the value is going to go up. So what that means is that we need to apply those same principles to NFTs if we want to see NFTs driving huge market capitalizations, and this will lead into our Ethereum price predictions and discussing that $20,000 Ethereum price prediction. How is that going to happen? For NFTs to have value, they need a few things. Number one, they need to be scarce. Anything that has value has to be scarce. Bitcoin is scarce. There's only so much of it in existence. For example, I could fill this entire room with corn, and it would probably cost me $1,000. If I put one Bitcoin in this room, it's worth $60,000. It's because Bitcoin is far more scarce than corn grain. However, it's the same thing that is true with US dollars. US dollars are supposed to be scarce. That's why we talk about it being such an issue when they're printed out of thin air. We just printed another $2 trillion worth of dollars. It's scarcity. So with NFTs, we need to look, hey, is this non-fungible token scarce? Yes, there's only one of them, and it is backed up by blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is designed to ensure forced scarcity on a network that is widely adopted like Ethereum. So do NFTs have value? Well, if they're scarce, which they are, and if they have adoption and people are willing to pay for them, which they are, then they do have value, which means if I look at this and I say, why would anyone ever pay $70 million for an NFT? It's because the NFT is scarce. There's only one of them, or 10 of them, or 100 of them, but nevertheless, there's a limited number of them. And also, People are willing to buy it, which means it has value. So that's the foundation. You need to understand why NFTs have value, because if they have a foundational value proposition, then they can lead to mass adoption of markets. And that's going to lead us into that altcoin daily video you talked about, where they have a prediction of $20,000 Ethereum. I said Bitcoin again. Ethereum, excuse me. A $20,000 Ethereum by the end of, actually about a year from now. Tim, can you give us a little bit of information on that, and then I'll bring up the chart and show them?
Yes. So, yeah, you're going to show them the chart. The backstory on this. Again, last week we discussed pretty detailed the projects of ADA versus Ethereum, which one is better, which one long-term will work out well. So, this is what really sparked my attention to look at this video. When I saw, what he was saying about it, I was, okay, how is Ethereum going to get there? Because there's some issues. Obviously, get past ETH 2.0, get past the gas fees, get past all these things that we don't know. The argument to be made at the moment, how does NFTs relate to Ethereum? How will NFT be the hero of Ethereum? Is because at the moment, Ethereum is the leading blockchain to trade NFTs. So that being said, you have to purchase and get into Ethereum to go at this NFT market, which is a growing very, very quick
Which
market.
is a huge point, by the way, guys. Don't miss that. If you want to buy an NFT, let me just reiterate what he said so you get that, because that's easy to miss. If you want to buy an NFT, for example, this $70 million NFT that just bought, you can't buy it with Bitcoin. You can't buy it with US dollars. You have to buy it with Ethereum, which means to buy an NFT, which looks like it's about to become a $1 billion market if they're already selling for nearly 100 million per for some of the most valuable ones. If that is going to become a large market, the value must go through Ethereum, because you can only buy these with Ethereum because it is native to the Ethereum blockchain, which not only builds up the valuation because people are pumping money into the space, it also builds up the miners and the stakers, hopefully, when ETH 2.0 launches, because that Ethereum transaction has to pay fees. So anyway, keep going, Tim, but I just wanted to clarify how important that is.
No, I mean, you hit it right on the nail. Like, that's exactly what it is that no matter what Ethereum project is, I mean, let's say it was Dogecoin. Like, I know Dogecoin is not this type of coin, but as much as we've trashed Dogecoin, if Dogecoin was the coin being used to trade and to buy and to do everything with these NFTs, that would automatically spike its value, right? So the fact that Ethereum is there, this is what we really want to get into. And Jeb's going to show you guys some charts and show you what the prediction was and why someone said 20,000, and we'll discuss that and if that's actually what's going to happen. But, if everything goes according to Ethereum's plan and they do maintain and hold on to this kind of hold of the NFT market, Ethereum's doing well on its own without this, and then NFTs, as we grow in the NFT thing and Ethereum grows in that, the network will grow. People will grow. People will be utilizing it. If they really care about their NFTs and they know they have to use Ethereum to do it, they will continue to invest and grow in Ethereum. So I think that's really cool. The question I would pose, and we're going to get into the charts and things, the question I would pose is, as some of even the commenters have said in past videos, ADA and Hoskins, what's his name?
Charles Hodgkinson.
George Hodgkinson. He literally has made his goal to defeat Ethereum, to prove he is a better platform than Ethereum. My question would be, how long before ADA heavily goes after becoming the go-to platform for NFTs? It hasn't happened yet, so right now, good job Ethereum and holding them off. But my question would be, how long before that's the strategy? But I'll send it back to you to keep commentating on that.
Absolutely, guys, and that's the point we want to make. Is not only that, hey, Ethereum could go to $20,000 in the next year. The point is there is competition here, and Cardano is trying to develop this NFT space. I want to throw it back to a point that we made a couple of weeks ago, and that I've made many times on the channel. A large part of the value of Ethereum, the value proposition of Ethereum and Bitcoin, is that they are infrastructure. Give me a 1 in chat if you've heard me say this before, because I've said it a lot. Ethereum is infrastructure upon which other industries will be built. In the same way, the hospitality industry is heavily reliant on the interstate highway system in the United States of America. Without the interstate highway system, the motel would not exist. Motel is a mobile hotel. They started springing up after the interstates came about and the idea of the road trip came into existence. The motel industry arose from the infrastructure of the interstate highway system when it started being developed back in the late 50s and early 60s. In the same way, when NFTs are growing on something called the Ethereum blockchain, it is naturally going to lend value to the Ethereum blockchain. In the same way that the interstate highway system is valuable. Why? Not just because it is a way of connecting the entire country, but because of everything that's built on top of it. Not only if you got rid of the interstate highway system would you ruin the ability to transport things in America. You would also destroy entire economies because there is infrastructure built. There are industries built on that infrastructure. In the same way, we are seeing an NFT industry grow on the Ethereum blockchain, and that is why we are discussing massive price targets like $20,000 on Ethereum. Tim, if you have any further points, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to move on and show them this altcoin daily video.
No, I think that's good. We'll do that. I want to real quick answer some questions in chat.
Let's do it.
First of all, people are talking about a couple coins. Just in case you just joined in, if you are watching and you didn't see this before, if we get to 750 likes, we're going to do some random altcoin analysis, and we'll choose maybe one, maybe two coins.
Smash that like button. Let's go.
So smash the like button. That's the first thing. Also, I want to click. I am all for admitting when I'm wrong if I'm wrong. I was mainly going off of information I was given by other people. Someone keeps commenting like Charles actually never said he's building it to overtake Ethereum. He's never made that claim. I don't know. You guys let us know in chat if that's true. If that's not, drop some pages of evidence. I was mostly going off of information that I was given that was relayed to me. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to keep saying something that was wrong if I'm clearly wrong.
Sure. Yeah, so, guys.
Let us know.
One of our core values here as a company is humility. So if we're wrong, please tell us. We're not going to shoot you down if we don't. That's not how we roll. So if we're wrong on our information, please tell us. We want to make sure that we're providing the highest quality and most accurate information that we possibly can. I want to go ahead and show a clip. It's actually not a clip. I'm just going to show the freeze frame from one of Altcoin Daily's videos that came out on the 12th. Go subscribe to him. He does a lot of news content. He showed this freeze frame where you can see that we have Ethereum overlaid on top of the Bitcoin chart, and they're lined up based on when active addresses reached $1 million for both assets. And you can see here how the highs right here around June of 2017 for Ethereum match up with the highs on Bitcoin around, if I remember right, around 2013. You can also see the highs match up here. This blue line is Ethereum, and this gray line is Bitcoin. You can see that they corrected at the same time. They're going into a rally at the same time. Some of these highs right here match up on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the thing is they're saying if you line up these two charts based on when active addresses reached above 1 million, then we should see Ethereum, if it's going to continue to follow this chart, reach $20,000 by the end of the year. So that's the prediction. Is Ethereum going to 20K by the end of the year? And I'm going to throw this onto the table for discussion. There is a lot to unpack here. Is this really possible? Because this is something that's obviously very popular in cryptocurrency circles. We own a lot of Ethereum. I would love for it to go to $20,000. Don't get me wrong, but is it likely? That's the question that we're discussing here. Tim, I know you have a lot of thoughts on this. So if you want to unpack them a little bit, then go right ahead.
Yeah, my thoughts really would be I'd love it. I would love it. Like I told you guys, in many videos, we joke. I'm the voice of the people. I want to make money too. Like I'm invested in Ethereum, and if Ethereum shoots to 20,000, I will pocket a good amount of money. I'm not even going to say how much. I'm going to pocket a good amount of money. I don't know. Like when I hear these arguments, okay, and people are even correcting in chat. Like I want to go ahead and say I'll do more research before I ever say anything on this ever again. They say CH Charles Hutchinson's. He's actually never said he wants to kill it. He's made it very clear that he sees its flaws, but that he sees there's room for Ethereum, DOT, and ADA altogether. So, that's great there. As far as looking at the chart of Ethereum, I've heard from people it matches the same trend that Bitcoin has. So if that's true, I understand the argument that people are making by saying, look at the chart, that Jeb just showed. If Ethereum does the same thing, that will take Ethereum to 20,000. That being said, we also have never seen, I don't think, crypto be as large as it is right now. I think we're going to have a lot of trends be broken in the next coming months. I think that we're going to outdo some things that we thought it would do. Like I think the bear markets and bull markets are going to get all jacked up. Like we're going to predict bear markets and then not hit them. I think we're going to predict bull markets and then actually trend down because we're entering a whole new dynamic because of the growth and the mass appeal of cryptocurrency.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I send it back to you for that one.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, that's what we have to understand is that the issue I take with this price prediction, so we need to understand what technical analysis is. Technical analysis is the art of finding patterns and extrapolating if that pattern is going to repeat itself. That's what technical analysis is. It's not a science, it's an art. I want to be very clear on that. It's an art because you need to have a certain intuition about it. Science is very objective. Technical analysis is not as objective as science is. This is a pattern. So it meets the first criteria of technical analysis. It's an art, sure. It's finding a pattern that realistically might predict the future. The word realistically is what I want to touch on, though, because technical analysis without context is pure speculation and gambling. The reason I take issue with this is because if Ethereum were to go to $20,000 before the end of the year, let's think about what that would mean contextually for the cryptocurrency market. It would mean, number one, that Ethereum would be worth $2 trillion, which, by the way, I want to be very clear, I do think will happen at some point. I do think Ethereum will be worth $2 trillion, and I do think that Ethereum will be worth $20,000 a coin at some point. I do think that'll happen. The question is not the price prediction. The question is the timing, which this video is saying it would happen by the end of the year if we were to follow this pattern. So the question isn't the price, it's the timing. Number one is that we need context. $2 trillion for Ethereum would make Ethereum worth double what Bitcoin is right now. I'm going to throw it over to CoinMarketCap really quickly, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. The market capitalization of a cryptocurrency is calculated based on multiplying the price by the circulating supply. So I've used this analogy before. Imagine you have 100 footstools, and every footstool is worth $5. You have $500 worth of footstools. The price of the footstool is $5. The circulating supply is 100. The market capitalization is $500 because you multiply price times circulating supply. So Bitcoin has a market cap of $1 trillion because if you multiply 57,000 by its circulating supply of 18.6 million, that comes out to your market cap. So if we were to send Ethereum to $20,000, multiplying that by its market cap, that would put us around $2 to $2.3 trillion. Bitcoin right now is only worth $1 trillion. Again, do I think that'll happen? Yes, I think Ethereum will go to $2 trillion. But here's the other thing you have to keep in mind. Throughout the history of the cryptocurrency industry, there has been a ratio of the market dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. For pretty much the last 4 years, it is held true that Bitcoin tends to be worth about 4 to 5 times as much as Ethereum. So if that's to hold true for the rest of the year, and Ethereum goes to $20,000, that means that we should be expecting Bitcoin to also 10x, because Ethereum going to 20K would be a 10x growth from where it is right now. We should be expecting, since those two cryptocurrencies tend to grow proportionally, unless that trend breaks, which is possible, Bitcoin should grow 10x also, which would put Bitcoin at over $10 trillion in market capitalization and nearly $600,000 before the end of the year. Again, do I think Ethereum is going to 20K? At some point, yes, I do. Do I think Bitcoin's going to 600K? At some point, yes, I do. Do I think it's happening this year? No, I don't. So that's my point on that, Tim. What are your thoughts?
Say that one more time. What you said, Ethereum travels at what percentage of Bitcoin?
So Ethereum tends to be valued at around 20% of Bitcoin's value. So if Bitcoin is worth $1 trillion like it is right now, Ethereum is worth $200 billion. So let's boil that down to simpler numbers. Let's say Bitcoin is worth 10. Ethereum tends to be worth 2. It's about a 5-to-1 ratio. It tends to be that as far as market capitalization is concerned, Bitcoin is worth about 5 times as much as Ethereum. So if that trend holds true and Ethereum goes to $20,000, that would mean that Ethereum's going to 10x, which means that if it's going to hold that ratio, Bitcoin should be expected to 10x, which would send Bitcoin to a $10 trillion market capitalization. To give you context to that, the United States gross domestic product, the amount of money circulating in the U.S. every single year, is $20 trillion. The value of the entire gold market, I think, is $14 trillion. Again, I think Bitcoin will go to 600K. I think it will go to $1 million. Is it going to happen this year? I would be willing to bet a lot of money that it won't happen this year. Maybe in the next 3 years, maybe, probably in the next 5. I hope that clarifies it.
No,
I
think that's a great answer. And so, like, people have been asking in comments, like, okay, so what are you saying the prediction is?
Yep.
Ultimately,
sure.
The point of this video,
Good
and
question.
I think, tell me I agree, or tell me, Tim, no, actually I disagree. What we're saying is there is a chance, there is a legitimate chance that Ethereum could go to 20,000, and then that's what this video kind of laid the platform out. But when we look at the realistic opportunities of what's going to happen, Bitcoin most likely will be somewhere in the low 100s by the end of this year. So consequently, we could do the math and say that what it's going to look like is Ethereum not 20,000, but we could be looking at, what is that, like
maybe 3 to 5, somewhere
around 5,000.
I could see upwards of a $5,000 Ethereum this year. As far as a 20,000, that's a little much.
Yeah. So to answer anyone's question, does Jeb predict $20,000 for Ethereum? Absolutely not.
Not this year. I do in the future, but not this year.
Yeah, the prediction would be much closer to between 3,000 to 5,000. But that being said, while it's not off, I'm going to speak for Jeb on this one, and you guys who have been watching him for a long time can agree. Jeb has been wrong before, and
Sure.
Jeb is very humble about it. Jeb is not wrong very, very often. So That being said, for those of you who take into account what Jeb thinks, he does not think that it will get to 20,000. And I know I'm speaking for you, but I'm also speaking on your behalf because you don't like to brag on yourself and your predictions, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. You actually might have won another prediction.
Yes, I won another prediction. Let's go.
But
smash that like button. Team Jeb, we won. Come on now.
Don't get too cocky. Don't get too cocky.
I'm playing, guys. By the way, somebody asked a very important question, and I want to clarify. They said, but Ethereum is worth 3% of Bitcoin. You're right as far as price. We got to clarify something, so let me back it up. Let's clarify this because you guys need to understand the difference here. When I said that Bitcoin is 5 times the value of Ethereum, there's a difference here. I want you to split the two words price and value into two different things. They are two different things. People use them as synonyms. Price and value are not synonyms. Let me say that again. Price and value are not synonyms. Bitcoin's price is $57,000. Ethereum's price is $1,800. Ethereum has 3% the price of Bitcoin. As far as value of the total market, that's the market capitalization. We do not value cryptocurrencies based on their price because remember, price and value are two different things. We value cryptocurrencies on their market capitalization. If you notice here, completely default settings on CoinMarketCap. How does it rank the cryptocurrencies? Not by price. We have $1, $35, 44 cents, $30, $200, $28. It's all out of order on the price. It's ordered by market capitalization. Remember, market capitalization is price times circulating supply. Remember the analogy. You got 100 $5 stools. There's 100 stools. They're all priced at $5. The value of your pile of footstools is $500. That value is the market cap. So want to clarify that because it's a good question and it's foundational that you understand it. Tim, I think did you want to say something on that?
No, I think you were good on that.
Okay, you were. Yeah. I think so. It looked like you wanted.
No, there is a good question in chat. It was actually something we were talking about the other day. Alex asked, and I was about to respond to him, but you know what, Alex, I'm going to go ahead and just ask Jeb straight up. He did it at you and at me. He said, my biggest fear is for crypto to be made illegal or regulated to a point where it limits the opportunity. What are your thoughts on that? We literally just had this discussion.
Yes.
Friday? I think we were talking about that Friday.
Yes, we were.
Go ahead. What is your take on that?
Well, hang on. Before I go, what are your thoughts on it? I want to hear your thoughts first.
My thoughts are, is it possible? I think, it's possible. What we discussed, and this, Jeb will chime in on this as well. You know, if you look at the countries where it's currently legal, or at least in the process of becoming illegal, such as Nigeria, India, the currencies there are just absolute trash, for lack of a better way to put it. So the countries are literally saying like, oh, we're afraid that we're already having a downward spiral with our currency. Bitcoin or crypto is coming in on our turf. They're making it even worse. Let's go ahead and outlaw it, and that way we can maybe build some stability back to our currency. The U.S. dollar is not sitting in that same boat, first of all. Second of all, this is a big thing about anything. So this is just, we're not even talking about just crypto. When you're afraid of something, some of the most atrocious mistakes made in the history of man have happened because people are afraid of something, okay? The wise decisions made in history is when someone finds something they're afraid of and they learn how to harness it and they learn how to utilize it. So if the United States is wise, they will learn how to utilize cryptocurrency rather than ban it. First of all, I don't think that we're going to ban it. I don't think we're anywhere close to that anyway. But I also think people are going to be, we have elected officials who are coming out. We have very, very wise businessmen who are coming out in massive support of it. They will learn, and they will learn how to utilize it for our good. Again, with that mindset we've talked about so much on this show, not being attached to something, but having a mindset that gets us far ahead. There are some people, I don't even want to necessarily, I don't know what I want to say. There are people that have positions of control that I disagree with, and that are potentially possible of doing some dumb things. But there are still a lot of people in control that are very wise, and you can disagree with a lot of things they do, but they do go after what is wise. And so to answer your question, Alex, in my opinion, I don't think we're in danger of that. I actually think that there's a potential for mass adoption of cryptocurrency to be used, not just for our country, but for other countries as well, that will use it for a lot of great things.
I absolutely agree. Great points, guys. Definitely listen to what Tim just said. I want to reiterate a point that I just said a little while ago. Remember when I said the Fed doesn't actually have control over whether the U.S. whether the U.S. people use the U.S. dollar or not? Authority is given. Authority is not taken. We have to be very clear on that. Authority of the government does have authority. The authority to the government is granted by the populace. This is the basis of democratic thought. the government cannot actually force us to do anything if we disagree. They can try. They have the military, they have the power, but it's granted by our willingness to submit to that authority. So if the federal government wanted to ban the ban Bitcoin and say the US dollar is the only thing that exists, that would be possible contingent on the number of people that would agree with them. In the same way that if they try, like, I'm not getting into politics in the slightest here, but the federal government wouldn't try to ban or try to knock out the Second Amendment right now because they know there'd be an uprising overnight that they wouldn't be able to put down. You know, there are some people in the government that would like to do that. The government only has authority so much as we let them have authority. The federal government cannot necessarily ban Bitcoin with 100% effectiveness. This is what we saw with the war on drugs. They tried to ban drugs. They tried to go to town and put everybody in prison. It's not working. It is categorically failing and hurting society. I'm not even going to get into that, but I think you'll probably agree with me. I know a lot of people in cryptocurrency are relatively libertarian on that subject. The federal government can try to ban Bitcoin, and they may succeed. 80% of people might shut down and stop using Bitcoin. Business would become much more difficult or basically impossible to operate with cryptocurrency as a backing, but they can't actually force it. And that's the beauty of decentralized blockchains such as Bitcoin, is that the federal government can say, you're not allowed to do that, but they can't actually stop you from doing it. It's the same way the government can say, you're not allowed to do drugs, but they can't actually stop you from getting it because it's out there. It exists. You can't take it back once the Pandora's box has been opened. The Pandora's box of Bitcoin adoption has been opened, and so long as we stand united, this is why I just hate when people in cryptocurrency are at each other's throats arguing. This is why I hate seeing subversive ideas in cryptocurrency, such as just being really greedy, like what can I get for myself, instead of looking how can we build up this community to help the greater world. That's why I preach so much about this. This is why I talk about the unity in cryptocurrency, because if that were to happen, if we stand united, just because they say something does not necessarily mean that it's going to work. I'm not in any way telling anyone to defy the law. There's not a single law in the books right now necessarily that I would tell you to defy. It's not what I'm saying. I am, however, saying that the authority of the government is granted by the people, and if the people say, no, actually, we are going to use Bitcoin, unfortunately, the government can't actually do a whole lot about that. They can try, but they will fail. To Tim's point also, though, guys, the writing on the wall right now does not look like Bitcoin is trying to be banned by the government. In fact, quite the opposite. We've just seen Miami going into massive amounts of adoption on Bitcoin. The mayor down there wants to start paying city officials in Bitcoin if they would like to. Same thing is happening in New York City, which is the financial hub of America. What New York City does financially, the rest of the country is sure to follow. The New York City has a larger... New York City, one city, has a larger gross domestic product than all but 15 countries. There are 180 countries that have a smaller economy than the city of New York. And New York City has an incumbent, he's not an incumbent, he's somebody that is incoming. His name's Andrew Yang. You may have heard about him. He was a presidential candidate for the Democratic Party during the previous election, trying to become mayor. Looks like he's going to win, who wants to turn New York City into a crypto paradise. We see all kinds of positive regulation coming to the cryptocurrency space. So number one, the federal government can try to ban it, but it won't be successful. Number two, it doesn't look like they're trying anyway. So even though that's occurred in Nigeria, even though that's occurred in India, it's probably not something that we should worry about. Any thoughts on that?
No, I think that was great. That wrapped it up great. And it actually probably is a great segue into, because that's wrapping it up. At the end of the day, will Ethereum hit a $20,000 thing by the end of the year? Is it possible? It's absolutely possible.
Yep.
Is it likely? Probably not.
Yeah.
But if it does, it will be because of this mass adoption of NFTs being used or being purchased and traded and everything on Ethereum. But when you're talking about Bitcoin right there, we're actually going to transition now into our 2-minute technicals. We're at that time.
Price prediction. Should we say our price predictions?
Yeah, we can do the price predictions first. So first of all, those who have been following, if you're Team Tim, thank you so much for your support. We didn't bring home the dub. We were right at one point. What I will say, Jeb and I were talking about this morning, this was the first price prediction that all three of us actually at one point were correct. It jumped up way over 60,000, which was my prediction. It dropped below 54.5, which was not high Zach. Definitely not high Zach.
Definitely not high Zach. Definitely not high.
Is it Team Tree? Not even Team Smee
we should
anymore?
call it Team Tree.
Let us know in the comments if you're Team Tree. You got a rep for my guy.
Smee chimed in a little bit earlier. He's in
Disney World. He said he had to go.
He's at Disney World.
But it did actually drop below 54.5. And then at 9:30, I'm pretty sure it's safe within your prediction. If you look at it right now, looking at CoinMarketCap, It's at 57,275. So we were literally within $250 of it flipping back to Team Tim win. But that being said, the dub does go to Team Jeb.
Let's go.
So if you voted Team
Let's
Jeb,
go.
you were correct. But if you voted Team Tim, you were more optimistic and, you know, you have more fun. At the end of the day, I think you have more fun voting Team Tim. But we'll have another prediction here in a little bit after we do our 2-minute technicals. Just to remind people who are on chat, if we get to 750 likes, which, let's be fair, guys, does not look likely. So you guys better smash that like button. You better bring in friends on future shows to come like and comment on the video. But we're definitely going to do our 2-minute technicals on Bitcoin and Polkadot.
And Polkadot. Yeah,
Yes.
I think we're doing Polkadot. We're doing Polkadot.
Yeah, so, and then after that, we'll give our predictions for tomorrow, and that will wrap out the show.
Before we go, actually, I have to show them, not right now, we're going to do it afterwards, so stay tuned. I have to show them the silent orchestra.
Oh my gosh.
Just to prove my point that value comes from consensus. We'll get to that in a second. This is, if you haven't seen this is hilarious, so please stay tuned. But guys, we are going to go ahead and do some 2-minute technicals on Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the chart. Guys, we have a blank chart here, so let's go ahead and do some blank-to-bank technical analysis on Bitcoin. Very first and foremost, we have to figure out where our support and our resistance levels are. Quite obviously, we have a resistance level at $58,400. That was our all-time high set on the 21st of February, and we have a resistance level set at $62,000, which was set 2 days ago. We also know that there is support right down here around $43,000, since that is where we bottomed out, and we also have support down here around $41,000 and $42,000, which I will draw on the chart right there. The basis of my prediction on Saturday for a correction to around $55,000 to $55,500, somewhere around there, was based on this trend line right here. And this is a very important trend line, actually, guys. This uptrend on Bitcoin's 4-hourly chart is constituted by this bottom, which is called our pivot point. That is the point around which the trend line pivots. It is a pivot point that was set at $43,000 on the 28th of February. We also see that there is a set point right here. This sets the degree and the angle of the trend line, which sets the trend line in the angle that I'll have. And then you can see we pulled back down to it here. My prediction on Friday was based on the idea of what we call a cup and handle formation, which looks like this. You can see that a cup and handle pattern is formed by a large bowl, then a smaller bowl, looks like a little teacup, and then you can see the breakout. Well, this is what we did technical analysis on today, so we're going to go ahead and leave that for today's video. If you want to see more technical analysis on Bitcoin, make sure to subscribe and watch today's video. The basis of my prediction was that we would pull back to this uptrending level of support and bounce. So now I'm going to make a prediction a little bit later that Bitcoin will more than likely be trading above $58,000 by tomorrow at the beginning of the stream. We'll go ahead and get into that a little bit later. The point here is, guys, is that Bitcoin is in a cup and handle formation. These normally result in a large breakout. In fact, our price target for this is around $80,000, which again, I'll go into more detail on in today's video, so stay tuned for that. That's our 2-minute technical segment on Bitcoin. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them, and I will be happy to get back to them. Do you see anything in chat, Tim?
Nothing really that relevant, so I think you're good.
Good deal. Guys, we are going to move on to Polkadot and do a little bit of technical analysis on it. So let's go ahead and do that because Polkadot's chart is a little bit messy. As you can see, this is our current chart on Polkadot. I'm going to go ahead and delete literally everything here. And we're going to start from a blank chart. First thing we have to do is we have to figure out where our support and our resistance levels are, which we have support right here, and we have resistance right up here. If we zoom into the 4-hourly chart, we're going to find a couple of important trend lines on Polkadot. Namely, you will find one right here. That's an uptrending level of support, and we also have a downtrending level of resistance right here. Polkadot is down quite a bit during the last 24 hours. It's pulled back 4%. It's actually bounced a little bit since the beginning of this live stream. Pulled back, tested $38, broke, rejected from that, broke as resistance. And as you can see, guys, we're in this major consolidation pattern with a support level below us and a resistance level above us. What this means is that we need to wait for the breakout on Polkadot. When we're talking about technical analysis, we want to make sure that we're not jumping the gun. Right now, Polkadot has not decided if it wants to go north or if it wants to go south. So if we're going to trade Polkadot, we should wait for the breakout. That is the wise thing to do. What we can do is we can put a trade order up here, an entry price of around $39, and then ride that all the way up to our resistance level at 42.3. Or if we break to the downside, we can short short and ride it all the way down to our support level at 29.7. We don't have to make a trade until the breakout. I would encourage you to wait for the breakout on Polkadot before you enter a trade. It is the wiser thing to do. Looking at volume, we can see volume is declining. Looking at the 20 daily EMA, we can see we're still above the 20 daily EMA, which may indicate a bullish breakout. But again, it doesn't really matter which way this trend line breaks out. I know you want to hear it, but it actually factually does not actually matter too much to you which way I think it's going to break out, because at the end of the day, the chart's going to tell you which direction it's going to break out, and then you can make your trade based off of that. What's up, my friend?
Yeah, no, someone asked, what is the most exciting development of Polkadot? Okay, sorry, I'm close to it. What is the most exciting development of Polkadot coming this year, and where should we look out for?
So Polkadot is a cryptocurrency that is attempting to reinvent the internet. And this is something we talked about a little bit last week off stream. We talked about how certain people are being completely banned off the internet right now. Like literally not banned off of Twitter, not banned off of Facebook, banned off of the internet, and having websites shut down by Amazon Web Service. This is not in any way a political statement whatsoever. I am, however, very concerned when I see people shut down from the internet, which is one of the most important foundational infrastructures of all of modern society. When a company can be turned off like that. One of the reasons why Polkadot is in the top 5 of cryptocurrencies excluding Tether is because Polkadot is attempting to build Internet 3.0 based on privacy and decentralization so that you can't be censored when you're on the internet. As far as the developments coming this year, I'm not as up to speed on the actual developments and the pipeline for Polkadot this year. Unfortunately, Smay's not here. He's normally the one that has this information, but he's off enjoying himself at Disney World. What I can tell you is that Polkadot is a decentralized application protocol similar to Ethereum and Cardano, which is specializing in the development of a decentralized internet, and that is something that I am behind. As far as price targets are on Polkadot, I could easily see Polkadot going above $100 this year. That would not surprise me in the slightest. That's about as vague. That's about as specific as I'm going to get on that though. However, all right, guys. Well, there's one more thing I want to show you before we wrap out, and it's goodness gracious, guys, this is really funny. I'm going to show you a video, and hopefully we don't get copyright striked for this, because that'd be pretty funny if we did. I'm going to show you something that really drives home the point on NFTs, showing you that NFTs do not have value because we say they don't have value because of anything other than consensus that they have value. I'm going to show you a brief clip of this, and I want to see what y'all think of this.
Clarify, what you're saying is they do have values. You're saying they don't have values just because of what they look like. They have value because of deeper things.
Yes, they have value because of their scarcity and because of consensus of their value. They are scarce. There's only one of them, for example, or there's only 100 of them. It doesn't matter what the number is. It matters that there is a number. Let me be clear on that. The concept of scarcity is not about what the number is. It's about that there is a limited number. It's very important, actually. And also consensus. People agree that it has value. In the same way, we can apply that to the Mona Lisa. There's one Mona Lisa, not 2, not 5, not 20. There's one. If there were 20, that'd be fine. It'd be scarce. Scarcity is not the number. It's the fact that there is a number. And it's the fact that everybody agrees that it has value. If everybody agreed tomorrow that the Mona Lisa doesn't have value and it should be ripped into ribbons, then it would have no value. It's priceless because people think it's priceless. So there we go. Anyway, I want to show you this. This is a composition by John Cage. It was released in the 50s. It's called 4 minutes and 33 seconds. So I just want to show you really quickly what this is. This is a piece. You may notice there's no sound. There's no sound because this is an entire piece of music with literally nothing. The idea of this music, by the way, this is not paused. This guy's sitting here. This is him performing the piece. This is a piece of art, postmodern work.
In the 1950s?
In the 1950s. A lot of people think the postmodern era started in the 80s. It started right after World War II. This is a trend that's been going on for many decades now. It's pervasive in our society. This is a piece of music that has literally nothing. And by the way, Tim saw something really funny because I don't know about you guys, I don't have the patience to sit down and watch a 7-minute video of a guy sitting at a piano not playing and call that music because I'm not crazy. But Tim saw about a minute and a half in, someone coughed.
I think it's at minute 109, yeah.
You tell him what that was. That was
literally,
so funny.
If you guys click on this video and watch at minute 109, somebody clears their throat and you clearly hear someone shush them. As if they were ruining the song. No, there was some comments on here. So funny. Like,
yeah,
so
read some of the comments. Read some of the comments.
Yeah, no, someone said I once didn't speak for 5 minutes and this guy sued me for copyright. The one that got, oh man, this is just so sad. Someone was like, oh yes, I have fond memories of the song. My mom sang it to me every night when I was a kid.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. Like just if you guys want a good laugh, go through, watch the video.
Go watch the video.
Click the comments.
John Cage is 4 minutes 33 seconds. Man, I can't get this tune out of my head for days. What shall I do?
Someone asked what the name of the piece is. It's literally
4 apostrophe 3 per
33.
433. It's 433. Yeah. It's called John Cage's 433. Yeah. 4 apostrophe 3 quotation. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. Anyway, no, some of these are hell. So imagine somebody farted at this time. Oh,
yeah, no, whoever was in that comment section was actually pretty brilliant.
Yes,
that was a good time.
Yes, that is so funny, guys. That's the internet at its finest. Is finding stuff that existed a long time ago and making fun of it. Guys, that is the point I'm trying to make, though. People consider what we just looked at, the real sound of silence, I don't know what you want to call it, 433. People consider that art and they ascribe value to it. I was talking about this with Zach earlier. I genuinely wonder if whoever has copyright on that piece, because that's a piece, someone probably has copyright on that composition. I genuinely wonder if a lawsuit would ever be brought against someone that literally went up on stage and didn't say anything for 5 minutes because they were preparing the stage or something. And you know a court would actually have to entertain that. The reason that art has value is because people agree that it has value. It's not about the content. It's about the perception of value. It's about the scarcity. It's not the fact that it's not what the number is. It's the fact there is a number, and it's the fact of perceived value. People perceive that to have value in the same way people perceive NFTs to have value, which may drive real value to Ethereum. And therefore, a $20,000 price prediction is a prediction on the books for the end of this year. Do I agree with it? No. I think I think Ethereum is more than likely going to $3,000 to $5,000 by the end of the year. I do see $20,000 coming, however. So now we are going to throw it to Tim, and Tim is going to have us do our price predictions for tomorrow. Tim?
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover ADA because actually this is one of the ones that most likely almost every prediction will probably be a downside. Usually we actually have people going up, people going down. But we want to do a price prediction on Cardano, and we'll let you guys know how that goes tomorrow. We normally have Team Tree or Smay in here, but not high. Definitely not high. Zach is covering for him. So what we're going to do, as we have done the last couple of days, is we are going to write down our answers to keep our honesty, and we will make our predictions. And let us know in chat what you guys think. We won't look at it. We won't use your guys' numbers to make our predictions, but comment in chat what you think ADA will be at tomorrow morning at 9:30, and we will give you what we have.
I have mine written on my phone.
This is the prediction for
Cardano.
ADA. All right.
Good deal. I have mine.
Just to let you guys know, it's at 105 at the moment. So I don't know if you guys need to make any last-second changes.
I got mine.
All right. Well, then, without further ado, Jeb, what you got?
$1.10.
Whoa! $1.10. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. $1.10.
I think Cardano will be at $1.10.
You think it's going to bounce before a little bit of a drop?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mm-hmm. The truth, well, it's a couple people going a little higher than that, a couple people a little lower than that. Today's probably not going to be a massive day for Team Tim, I don't think.
Team Jeb, we're the team of the people, guys. Join Team Jeb. We're taking over Tim's role of team of the people. Team of the people.
I'll explain my
team of the people.
I'll explain my vote and why I'm there in a minute.
He's not a team for the people, guys. Join my team. We're for the people.
Definitely not high, Zach. What do you got?
I got 105.
You got staying consistent.
All right, let's do it.
All right, guys. Just so we're recapped. Team Jeb is at 110. He believes in the bounce.
Yep.
Team definitely not high Zach or Team Tree stand-in is at 105. He believes in staying the exact same. So I want to start off with, Team Tim is for the people.
Nope, I'm for the people now.
Well, it's my turn to talk, so let me go ahead and have a chance.
Sounds like a politician's answer.
Team Tim is for the people.
Oh, my God.
More often than not, Team Tim will believe in the rising of a coin because that is what brings the people most money. But you know what? Today,
Oh my goodness.
Team Tim is actually, for the voice of people, is believing in a coin drop so that you guys can buy in so that mass adoption happens at a better level. So in reality, to make you more money, we need to believe in a slight drop right now so that we can soar in the future, because tomorrow morning at 9:30, ADA is going to be at $1.03.
Listen,
That's
guys,
what I'm locking
guys,
in.
I don't talk much, but I'm having to sit down and literally edit Tim's TA, and I just want to say it's painstakingly wrong. Please don't listen to this man, whatever advice he has.
So here's the
Dang.
thing about TA. TA is great, and I will learn it, and it will be another weapon in my repertoire.
Oh my
But at the
gosh.
moment, what I go off of is my heart and what is best for the people that have put me in office as President Tim. Sometimes they can disagree with me, and that's okay. I'll correct. But for today, let us know in the comments. Are you Team Jeb?
So you're
Are
saying you're a noob?
I'm not. Well, yes, but that's to be expected. There's a lot of us noobs out there, and we don't like to be hated on.
I'm not
Jeb.
hating on you.
So if you are for the people
You
and
got
you
that
want to
humble
make
brag
more
going.
money, choose Team Tim. If you believe that ADA is going to grow a little bit tomorrow, go with Team Jeb. And if you are a fan of staying the course in exactly what it is right now, go Team.
Tim, you sound like the child of an attorney and a politician. Just letting you know.
I have neither one of those in my family. So
Well, you maybe you'll be the father that's an attorney and a politician because
maybe.
maybe.
We'll see.
You
But-
definitely have
But like
politics.
I said, you guys do what you think. I'm just telling you, as the voice of the people,
Oh my
you'll make more
goodness.
money if you go with Team Tim.
Oh my
You'll make
gosh.
more money if it drops, so you can buy in more. So that's all I'm gonna
so
say.
so I have a question for you. How exactly can you make more money when it goes up and when it goes down? Can you
It's-
explain?
It'll probably take a whole 3 hours.
Oh,
for me to get my
okay.
way through
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
I got
you
you.
don't
I
have
got you.
time for
I can
that. Just trust
explain.
me.
I can explain in 2 words. You trade.
Okay.
Team Tim doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just saying because that was a very simple question that he could have answered, but unfortunately he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I don't want to confuse you with my science or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
You're worried. You're worried. He's worried. He's worried about your health. He goes around and kisses babies all day when he's not on camera. That's what he does.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that has to do with anything. but-
Well, yeah, it's because you're a politician. You want everybody to love you because you're for the people, right?
Well,
Gosh.
To be clear, I'm a good politician because I actually serve my people.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to call it a wrap for today's stream. If you enjoyed today's stream, consider smashing that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. We are posting a ton of content right now. And if you were interested, I highly recommend the cryptocurrency exchange Bybit. You can find a link to it in the description box down below. If you're outside of the United States of America, I really do personally believe that it is the best exchange in cryptocurrency if you're outside of the US. If you are, you can use our affiliate link in the description box down below and get signed up. I do caution you though, leverage trading is not for those who are not experienced. If you have experience in the market, you go right ahead. If you're not experienced in cryptocurrency markets, I'd be careful with leverage trading. Getting your feet wet isn't a bad thing, but make sure you're not getting ahead of yourself. Bybit, if you are ready for it, is a fantastic exchange. It has amazing uptime. It doesn't have issues of liquidity. It doesn't have scam wicks like other exchanges do. I'm not naming any names, but Bybit hasn't had that issue. Great customer service, and before we partner with them, it was the exchange that I was recommending even before we partner with them. So if you want to support this channel, you can find a link to do so with the description box in the description box down below. Guys, that's going to wrap it out for today's live stream. Before I go though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.